a dream of foreign travel, or a hidden danger. The three benefits of travel insurance that can protect your wallet, your journey, and your peace of mind. Imagine this. You have been dreaming about an international trip for months. The tickets are booked, the hotel is confirmed, the itinerary is ready, the passport is in your bag, and only one picture is running through your mind. A new place, a new culture, a new experience. But then, in an unfamiliar city, on an unfamiliar road, suddenly a moment comes that changes the color of the entire journey. A high fever, an accident, a breathing issue, a food infection, or a pain you simply cannot ignore. At that moment, the biggest fear is not the illness itself, but the question that starts pounding in your head like a hammer. If I have to go to a hospital here, how much will it cost? And who will handle it? That is the point where the distance between a vacation and a crisis becomes just a few minutes. From the outside, foreign travel looks glamorous. But from the inside, it can be just as unpredictable. Instagram travel reels show airports, beaches, cafes, shopping streets, but rarely does anyone show how difficult it can be to understand a health system in a foreign country. The language is different, the rules are different, the hospital process is different, and the charges are so different that even minor treatment can shake your budget. Government travel guidance also advises that, when going abroad, you should definitely have comprehensive medical insurance so that you do not have to face unexpected costs alone. The truth is, international travel is not just tourism. Sometimes it is a business trip, sometimes a family vacation, sometimes a honeymoon, sometimes higher studies, sometimes a conference, and sometimes a chance to understand yourself a little better. But through all of this, one common risk always travels with you: uncertainty. You chose the destination, checked the weather, packed your clothes, exchanged currency, prepared your documents. But if a medical emergency happens, have you prepared the answer to that question? Because the biggest mistake in a travel plan is often the one that is least visible. People compare flights, compare hotels, compare SIM cards, but insurance is often treated as a last-minute formality and ignored. That is why travel insurance should not be understood as just a document, but as a protective system. Many Indian travel insurance plans include emergency medical support, hospital cash benefit, personal accident protection, baggage issues, passport loss, trip delay, and many other inclusions. IRDAI's travel insurance handbook also clearly states that such policies can provide protection against risks like unexpected medical expenses, baggage loss, passport loss, and travel disruption. But before buying a policy, it is important to read carefully what exactly is covered and what is excluded. Now think a little more deeply about that scene. You are walking around a European city, or on a family holiday in Southeast Asia, or on a work trip in the Middle East. The day was going fine, but suddenly you face chest pain, a severe infection, dehydration, a fracture, or food poisoning. At that moment, you do not have local contacts. You do not know the nearest trusted hospital. There is a language barrier. And physically, you are not even in a condition to think clearly. This is the point where the first and biggest benefit of travel insurance appears: comprehensive emergency medical assistance. This benefit is not just the name of bill reimbursement. It means getting help with treatment costs, hospitalization, doctor consultation, diagnostic tests, prescribed medicines, and in many cases even medical coordination during a medical emergency. According to official insurer material, HDFC ERGO's international travel insurance offering claims to provide emergency medical assistance, 24x7 support, and access to 1 lakh plus cashless hospitals worldwide, which can help a traveler navigate a foreign healthcare system. Their plans also list covers such as medical emergencies, hospitalization, passport loss, baggage loss, and personal accident. The practical meaning of this is huge. Suppose you suddenly need to be admitted to a hospital. Now you are not just fighting the illness, but also paperwork, approvals, payment methods, local processes, and time pressure. If you have proper travel insurance, the situation can become comparatively manageable. Many policies help cover emergency medical expenses, assist with care coordination, and in some cases provide access to a cashless treatment network. The most important thing to understand here is that medical care abroad, in many countries, is heavily dependent on a private system, so costs can rise very quickly. Even minor tests, an ambulance, a specialist consult, or a one-night hospital stay can turn into a heavy expense. In such a situation, insurance does not just save money, it also reduces panic. And reducing panic is not a small thing. When a person is in their own country, they know whom to call, which hospital to go to, who will understand the language, and who will handle the paperwork. But on foreign soil, a health emergency becomes not just a medical crisis, but an emotional one as well. You are far from your family, far from your support system, and often not even in a condition to make decisions. At that point, a policy-linked medical assistance helpline, network support, claim guidance, and emergency coordination can work like a lifesaver for the traveler. That is exactly why experienced travelers do not see insurance as a luxury, but as a risk management tool. But the story does not end there. Many people think that if the main treatment is covered, then everything is fine. But during a hospital stay, many small expenses arise that do not always directly appear in the treatment bill, yet still hit your pocket. This is where the second benefit comes in. Hospital cash benefit for accident and illness. At first glance, this benefit may seem small. People think if the insurance is already covering the treatment, then what is the use of a daily cash allowance? But the real value becomes clear when you are actually in the hospital. A hospital stay is not just about the bed and the treatment. There can be personal essentials, food upgrades, transport-related emergency adjustments, small needs of an attendant, communication costs, and many other practical expenses. Some travel insurance plans provide a fixed daily allowance in such situations, so that the extra financial pressure during hospitalization can be reduced to some extent. HDFC 𝐟𝐸𝐥𝐥𝐸's official brochure and prospectus material describe hospital cash as a daily allowance for hospitalization due to accident or sickness. One brochure also shows that a daily allowance may be provided for hospitalization due to accident or sickness, while some documents indicate that policy terms and hospitalization duration conditions may apply for activation. That means the real meaning of this feature becomes clear only when the traveler reads the policy wording and understands when the benefit will trigger, how much the daily amount will be, and for how many days it will apply at maximum. This benefit is especially interesting because it is not the exact mirror of the treatment bill. It is a support layer. To put it simply, emergency medical cover gets you to the hospital, connects you to treatment, and becomes the main support for major costs. But hospital cash can cushion the side expenses that arise during that time. If a traveler has to stay in the hospital for 2 to 3 days or more, this daily allowance is not a small matter. Many times, the biggest trouble in a journey is not the disease, but the disruption. The plan falling apart, the budget collapsing, and confidence breaking. Hospital cash can help steady that breakdown a little. Now let us talk about the third benefit, which sounds the harshest, but is the most important to understand. Personal accident coverage. Many travelers read this and move on, because no one likes to hear words like accident, disability, or accidental death. But the whole meaning of risk management is preparing for the possibility we do not like to think about, but which can sometimes have the greatest impact. An accident during travel is not just a road crash. It can take many forms. A fall, a sports-related injury, a transit accident, a public transport mishap, or unexpected physical trauma. If an accident is serious and results in permanent disability or accidental death, then personal accident cover can provide financial compensation to the insured traveler or their nominee, according to the policy terms. HDFC 𝐟𝐸𝐥𝐥𝐸 brochure material lists personal accident, accidental death in a common carrier, and permanent disablement as benefits. The overseas travel policy pages of public sector insurers like National Insurance and New India also include elements such as medical emergency, hospital cash, personal accident, medical evacuation, baggage delay, and other travel-related covers, which makes it clear that such inclusions are broadly common in the travel insurance ecosystem, even if the limits and terms differ. What needs to be understood here is not just compensation, but the financial aftermath. After a severe accident, it is not only the injured person who is affected. The entire family structure can be impacted. Income may stop, emergency travel may become necessary, long-term care may become a challenge, and emotional damage is a separate burden. In such a situation, personal accident benefit does not create happiness, but it can slow the speed of financial collapse. That is the basic philosophy of insurance, not to erase the loss, but to reduce its impact. Now, a very important question arises. Are all policies the same? The answer is absolutely not. This is exactly where the biggest misunderstandings happen. People think that if they have travel insurance, then everything will be covered. But the reality is that every insurer's coverage limit, waiting conditions, exclusions, deductible, documentation requirement, claim process, and activity-specific rules can be different. The IRDAI handbook advises policyholders to understand the terms and conditions while buying travel insurance, clear their doubts, and know exactly what is included. For example, what is the limit for medical expense cover? When does daily hospital cash begin? What documents are needed for claim? To what extent is a pre-existing disease covered or excluded? Shared adventure sports, alcohol-related incidents, risky behavior, war zones, visa rejection, trip cancellation, missed connection, dental emergency, medical evacuation, repatriation. Rules for all of these can vary from one policy to another. HDFC 𝐟𝐸𝐥𝐥𝐸's current travel plans also show different coverage slabs for different traveler categories, such as individual and family plans with coverage amounts broadly from $40,000 to $1,000,000 and a different structure for student travel plans. This directly means that a traveler should choose a policy according to the trip type, not simply by looking at the cheapest premium. And this is exactly where a smart traveler and a casual traveler part ways. A casual traveler will say it is needed for the visa, just buy it. A smart traveler will ask, which destination is this? What is the healthcare cost like there? How many days is the trip? Am I traveling with family or solo? Is there a senior citizen? Am I a student? A frequent flyer? Will I do any adventure activity? What is the deductible? Is there cashless support or only a reimbursement model? Choosing insurance properly is actually a strategic part of trip planning. There is one more practical angle that many people ignore: documentation discipline. Buying travel insurance and keeping a screenshot is not enough.
Policy number, helpline, emergency contact, soft copy, hard copy, passport copy, visa copy, doctor's report, hospital bills, pharmacy invoices, discharge summary, FIR if needed, baggage report, airline acknowledgement. These details can all play a major role at the claim stage. In HDFC Bank's travel insurance claim documentation reference, documents such as hospital discharge card, doctor certificate, and claim form are mentioned. That means in an emergency, just having the policy is not enough. You also need evidence. Now think about what the situation could be like if someone travels abroad without insurance. In the beginning, everything feels normal, so the person feels they have saved the insurance cost. But if even one incident happens, one admission, one emergency scan, one surgery recommendation, one evacuation, one extended stay, then that saved premium can become the costliest decision of all. The real value of insurance becomes visible only when the worst moment arrives. Just like the value of a seatbelt is understood on the day of a crash, not before it. The joy of travel lies in freedom, but freedom feels good only as long as uncertainty feels manageable. When a traveler knows that in an emergency there is a system, a support structure, a financial shield, and a response mechanism standing with them, their confidence is different. They enjoy the destination instead of living in panic. They do not romanticize medical risk, they manage it practically. That is travel maturity. The clearest conclusion of this entire subject is that travel insurance is not an optional extra, but an essential safety layer of an international trip. Especially when you are going into an environment where healthcare costs are high, the local system is unfamiliar, and family support is far away. Emergency medical assistance can support you through a major health crisis. Hospital cash can help cover side expenses during hospitalization. Personal accident cover can provide financial support in a worst case situation. And careful review of policy details determines whether your protection will actually work when you need it. So the next time you prepare your passport cover, forex card, power adapter, winter jacket, camera lens, shopping budget, and sightseeing list, prepare one more thing with the same seriousness: your understanding of travel insurance. Before buying the policy, read it, compare it, check the exclusions, save the emergency numbers, think about destination specific risks, and do not assume nothing will happen to me. Foreign travel can be beautiful, inspiring, and life changing. But the same journey can also become stressful in seconds. The only difference is whether at that moment you will be alone or prepared.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestion. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.